Recently, I interviewed the head trader of Lux Trading, and I also promised a review would be coming soon. Well, here it is. Just like in the interview, you can still use the code VVS. We can get a 12.5% discount. That's gonna be in the top link in the description below. Lastly, if you do enjoy these special discounts and other incentives that I'm able to get for you guys, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button. It means a lot to me, and it also shows me that you want to see more videos like this, where they're review videos or prop firms. Let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. All right, so you can see right off the bat on the front page, there is a video presentation here that you guys can watch on your own time. And it says, become a funded trader, fully funded trading accounts up to $2.5 million. However, if you scroll down just a little bit farther, I'm gonna go back to those other things. You can see that you can actually get up to $10 million plus as AUM, that's assets under management, money that you control on your account. And for this one, keep in mind with Lux Trading, you don't get a 50% profit split like other fast scaling prop firms. You get a 65% profit split, which is almost as good as FTMO's 70%, which is really, really cool. So it's kind of a combination. It's kind of in between the two different prop firm styles because there is an evaluation period. It's very short, but there is an evaluation period, and it's also fast scaling. So it's very unique in that aspect. There's not very many other prop firms that have both. It's usually fast scaling instant funded, or it's evaluation slow scaling. So it's really cool to see the mix of both with Lux Trading. And as you can see now on this page, we can see that there is 3 different options that you can choose from. You can choose the 50, the 100, and the 150 options. The biggest difference for each of these options is going to be how long it takes you to scale up to any given account size. So if you take the $1 million account size as an example, as you can see for the most expensive option, which by the way is not going to be too expensive, it's going to be 400 pounds, while the second option is 300 and then 200 pounds. So for the most expensive option, the 400 pound option, it's going to take you 4 past stages in order to get to the $1 million account. So you can see you have to pass number 1, pass number 2, pass number 3, pass number 4, and then you have a $1 million account. If you go on to the one size step down, it's going to take you 5 stages before the $1 million account. And then the smallest of which is going to take you 6 stages. So for every additional stage, that's going to require you to gain a 10% increase on account before you can make it to that next stage. So for the first 2 stages, for all of them, it's only going to be a 6% increase on account. But then after those first 2 stages, then it's going to be 10% to move on to further stages. So that's going to be the same for all 3 options. So as you can see, you have a 4% relative drawdown, which by the way, I'll get into that in just a second. For all of them are the same, and you have to get the same percentage for each of them. As you can see, you have to gain 6% on the account size before losing 4%. That's gonna be the same for all of them, and the relative drawdown. So what the relative drawdown means is that as you make more money, your maximum stop loss does follow up. So you have to be extremely consistent with these first 2 stages. Because if you gain a lot but not quite the profit target, and then you have a lot of drawdown, well, you may end up getting stopped out or lose basically before hitting the maximum original stop loss. So you do have to be really consistent for just the first 2 stages. After those first 2 stages, then they have the fixed. So what the fixed means, and keep in mind you need a 10% in total for this. So what that means is that from when your account starts, you have that maximum loss is the total maximum loss. So if you gain somewhat in the account, your maximum loss is farther away than original. It's not only 4%. If you gain 2%, then it's now a total of 6% away. That's just an example. So those are the main different styles of accounts that you can get, those 3 different styles. As I mentioned, it's 200 pounds, 300, and 400. By far, I would highly recommend the most expensive one, not just because it's the best, but it's an entire stage or 2 stages less than the one that's half as much. So you only need to gain 20% less on account before that 4% maximum drawdown with these most expensive ones. So I really recommend you go with this one. Of course, if you can't afford it or something else, it's totally understandable to go with one of the other options as well. So moving on, in the interview that I had with the head trader, I asked him, how do you actually become a $10 million plus fund manager with them? So what ended up happening is once you get to the $2.5 million mark, which by the way, let that sink in. You're a $2.5 million account hold holder, and you get paid 65% of all gains. That's already very cool. In order to get to that 10 million percent, or to $10 million, excuse me, not 10 million percent, $10 million amount, you're going to be become a fund manager for award-winning Clinton Wealth via the Lux Optimum Growth trading plan and trade a fully funded account of $10 million plus. So it actually goes up even higher than that $10 million. It does not scale out there. So I'm about to go over the rules. Before I do, I just want to show the rest of the website. So if we go scroll down a little bit on the homepage, as you can see, the pricing, which I already showed you guys, is our one-time payments. These are not monthly payments. You just have to pay one time. And if you're wondering whether there's a fee, you can click on that. But I'm not really interested in that right now. So there's the frequently asked questions, a profit target, max loss, withdrawal. Again, I'll cover that on the next page. This next part here is want to learn how to trade like the pros, and it suggests this other website. It says from. They are the leaders in trading education. Do not believe that. They are not the best. VVS EDU is going to be the best place if you are looking to pass these profit trading challenges, verifications, whatever you want, or get a bigger account. The VVSEDU.com is going to be a much better place. It's going to be the very best place on the whole internet. So if you are looking to have some assistance with upgrading your accounts from Lux Trading or other prop firms, VVSEDU.com is going to be the very best place for that. The link for that will be in the description below. Let's go ahead and go over to the trading rules now. So the rules of engagement. As you can see, this page doesn't have as many pictures, so I'm sorry if it's a little more boring than the last page. But basically, this is really important. It shows you just an overview of what is required, what is the profit share, how does everything work. So I already explained a little bit of what's required. You need to get that 6% before losing that 4% for the first two stages, and those are both going to be relative maximum loss. And then you need to get 10% before 4% on a fixed loss account afterwards in order to scale up to that 2.5 million. And then as soon as you have that 2.5 million, if you want more details of how to actually upgrade that even further, 10 million plus, check out the interview that'll be linked at the end of this video. So what is my maximum loss limit? As I've already said, it's going to be 4%, and it shows you as well as what the maximum drawdown would be. If you need a little more explanation on how that relative drawdown works, that's going to be a good place to answer those questions. So there are stop losses as a requirement within this firm. And as he says, understanding the maximum stop loss limit, as you know, being a trader is about managing risk. Very true. One of our very important guidelines is that all traders must have a stop loss in place according to the strategy within 2 minutes of placing an order or a trade on the spot. If the trader does not place a stop loss within the time frame, within that 2 minutes, this can lead to a disqualification. So you must make sure to use a stop loss. You don't have to use it right away. When you're placing the trade, you do not need to put the stop loss on right away. I recommend you do, because you don't want to accidentally wait 2 minutes. You don't want to have the internet go out after you place the trade and then that be an issue. So you want to make sure that you do use stop losses as soon as possible when you place them. They do give you that 2 minute window, so it is rather forgiving in that aspect. When placing stop losses, bear in mind that the maximum stop loss you have has to be above your drawdown limits as well. So they do take in account where your stop loss is. You can't just have a stop loss of $0 on EU if you're in a buy. It wouldn't make any sense. So make sure you have a stop loss. In the event that you place a stop loss order outside the scope of your loss limit, this would be considered a breach of the rules. Let's give you an example, and then it gives you an example there. If you want to read more about that, go ahead and go over to the website. What are the time limits and trading day criteria? So if you are not able to trade for a period of 60 days, which is quite a while, it's very easy to place a single trade in 6 days, we would then need a written email to explain his or her situation, and it would be down to Lux Trading Asset Manager to make an appropriate funding decision. So you do need to trade at least once within every 60 days. So that is a requirement they have. It's very, very easy to uphold that, but you do need to uphold that. Being a trader is not about a one-hit wonder, at least for this firm. For others, it is. It's about finding a suitable strategy that works with consistency and one that deems profitable to you. So that is really important in general for most trading strategies. It's really not for every trading strategy. Some do require the one-hit wonder. It's very appropriate for both. For these guys, you do need to be they do want to see more consistency. And all Lux trading firms traders need to have a minimum of 29 trading days on their evaluation and first fund account stages. So those are those first two. So that's going to be those those ones with the relative 4%. So they do not want to see you hit 6% in a single trade. They want to see you hit that 6% slowly. They want to see you hit that 6% over at least 29 days. They give you more time than that. So there's no worries there. And they give you more examples of what exactly that is on the website. Again, check that out if you want more information on that. So what are you able to trade with Lux Trading? Well, you're able to trade Forex, commodities, indices, and energies as the main things, and they use MetaTrader 4. What is the Lux Optimal Growth Plan trading plan? So it basically, this is just more breakdown of what I was saying previously. It shows you how to get the higher, you want to aim for that 6% profit targets, and then you want to go for that 10% profit target thereafter in order to double your account for every 10%. Which trading strategies are allowed on the evaluation demo and first funded, fully funded accounts? They have a leverage of 1 to 10. So those are only for the fully accounts of those sizes. All trading styles are welcome. EAs are welcome. You are allowed to use EAs, and you can hold trades over the weekend as well, which is really cool. So you can of course hold them over day and over the weekend, which is very much appreciated. That's extremely useful, at least in my opinion, to be able to hold over the day, over the weekend as well. Super awesome with those EAs. So Lux Trading Firm prohibits duplicating trades and orders by using copy trading services offered by any one provider. So then they have the withdrawal requirements here. Basically, they have a 65% profit split, which is pretty good. I think that a lot of people may see that as a negative, being only 65%, whereas these other prop firms are allowing 80%. Some of them are even 90%, or some. It's very rare for them to be 90%, but some of them are. For example, my Forex funds goes up to 85%, which is incredibly high. However, those ones are not just my Forex funds, but all of the main evaluation style prop firms that they grow much more slowly than ones like Lux Trading. So Lux Trading is going to give you that very, very fast growth. So that less payout in the long run is going to be worth it, because I mean you're able to get a $2.5 million trading account within a very small amount of time. If we go back to the first page, I'll go back there really quickly. We go on to the largest of the account sizes. As I said, it takes 4 different stages. However, 2 of those stages are 6%. So I mean 6 plus 6 plus 10 plus 10, which if you can do that quick math in your head, that's going to be only 32%. If you can gain 32% in total, then you will be able to have a $1 million account. If you gain an additional 10%, so 42% in total, then you're going to get a $2.5 million account. That's not something that you're going to see with most of the evaluation style prop firms. So moving on, that's going to be the main aspect of what I wanted to cover with Lux Trading. The last thing that I want to mention is if you do need a practical assessment reset fee, so this means that for those first stages, maybe you're not doing so well, you can reset your account for only 150 pounds. So again, it's the same price for any of the options. So again, this is another reason why I highly recommend the biggest account size, because then you only have to pay that 400 pounds once, but then if you need those resets, it's only 150, and you can still go for those $2.5 million accounts. You just look with those super fast scaling, you go for more money in the short run. So it makes a lot of sense to me, at least, if you're able to do it like this. So if you are able to pass the first stage, or the first funded stage, I should say, so stage number 2, if you're able to pass that, if you're able to get those $900, you're able to get 65% of $900, which, if you just do some mental math, that's going to be more than your fee. So if you can pass only just the 2 stages, so that means you gain 12% in total, you're going to get paid back much more than your assessment fee costs, much more than the 400 pounds actually costs you if you're able to pass just the second stage alone. And then you have the full funded account size that actually is saying. So this is my overall review of them. So what do I think of Lux Trading? I think it has a great place in the market. It has it's the combination, taking a lot of the best things from the fast scaling side of things, 5% in a CTI, Audacity Capital, and it's also combining a lot of the really cool things from the evaluation side of things as well, with that higher percentage payout, the 65. Again, that is much bigger than the other ones, but much bigger than 50 would be the standard for the style of account. So it's cool to see that it has a high account percentage that we will get paid out, as well as being extremely fast funding and with such a high maximum total account size. You can say either 2.5 million or 10 million. Both of them are absolutely gigantic. They're much bigger than what you could get for 400 pounds. So this one is a clear example of where a prop firm is so much better than trading a normal account. So if you're still trading a normal account, you are doing it wrong in my opinion. You should use a prop firm, you should use Lux Trading or another one. Prop firms are definitely the way to go in general. I really appreciate what Lux Trading has done. If you haven't already, sign up with them. Don't forget to, and also don't forget to use the link and code in the top of the description below. That's going to give you a 12.5% extra discount, so it'll be even cheaper for you to get started, and you can still get that huge payouts from your giant accounts once you earn those. So this is my overall review. I think that Lux Trading is pretty good. I will be trying them out myself pretty soon. That being said, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to see the interview that I did for Lux Trading, if you haven't already seen that, check that out right here. It's going to have a little box with that video. So go ahead and check that out. If you want to see a little bit more information before you're ready to get started with Lux Trading, check that out. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.